Hello, this is your midweek message. I hope you're doing well. I was listening a couple of weeks ago to a series of audio drama of the Screwtape Letters written by C.S. Lewis, and it's performed by Andy Serkis. Serkis, the guy who was Gollum and all sorts of other things as well in The Lord of the Rings. And I was amazed by it. It's a brilliant production, but there was one particular line that, out of all of it, there's a lot there. It's one of the great pieces of writing about human condition, I think, ever written. But one particular line stood out at me, and I don't know whether you know the Screwtape Letters, but it is a satirical novel, and C.S. Lewis is imagining a Screwtape is a devil, and he's writing to Wormwood, a junior devil, and giving him advice as to how to thwart his particular human. And one of the lines that stood out at me, I thought was amazing. It is funny how mortals, us, always picture us, as in the devils, as putting things into their minds. In reality, our best work is done by keeping things out. I'm going to read that again because I had to think about it quite a lot. It's funny how mortals always picture us devils, putting things into our minds. In reality, our best work is done by keeping things out. I've been thinking about that quite a lot. I do think that sometimes we over preoccupy the idea that the enemy of our souls is always putting thoughts in our minds, when actually perhaps one of his strategies is to stop us from thinking, to distract us, to keep us preoccupied on things that are just not life-giving. And I don't know whether you've heard the phrase doom scrolling on an iPhone, on a phone, but I find myself doom scrolling every now and again, where you're just watching certain videos and then just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And then it made me think a little bit about, what is that? Is that a picture of me, of what C.S. Lewis says is keeping the things that God wants us to be thinking of out of our minds and distracting us? And then I was thinking, well, what does the enemy want us to not think about rather than think about? And I just wrote down a few things, and I wonder whether this is helpful or not. I think he wants us not to focus on God's goodness. He doesn't want us to focus on his grace for us, his mercy for us, the wonder of the cross. He wants to distract us and keep us distracted from that. He wants us to not think about all the blessings, all the beauty, the wonder of creation. He wants us not to think about the plans and purposes that God has for our lives. He wants us not to think that our prayers are effective or powerful. He wants us not to think about friendships, people around us, the needs of others. And ultimately, he doesn't want us to have union or connection with the Father. So, what do we do with that? Well, I suppose we need to work hard as we can, on focusing on the good things of God. And that's the challenge, I suppose, for me this week, maybe a bit of a challenge for you. Love my phone, but I'm going to commit to not doom scrolling, and I'm going to commit to focusing on the things of God more than things of a device that distracts me. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful and blessed rest of the week, and we will no doubt see you throughout all sorts of events that are going on this weekend. A wonderful rest of the day, and see you soon. Bye.